do we have a good one for you today? I'm thinking about the food already. Now I want pasta. And that's because today's guest is Nick Kokkoros. You might know him. You might have seen him at the Barrel Restaurant, and that's because he has been a partner of the Barrel Restaurant for nearly 12 and a half years now. He has been leading a second-generation family restaurant that is very well known and a staple in the Simcoe, Norfolk County community for 39 years now. 39 years. He did grow up in the restaurant industry, but steered the other way and ended up getting a degree in political science from Western University, and then later an MBA at McMaster University. After this, he spent a 10-year career in healthcare management, including as the Director of Medical Administration at the Markham Stouffville Hospital. In 2013, after the birth of their daughter, Nick and his wife decided to leave Toronto and return to her hometown of Simcoe, Ontario, to help run her family restaurant. A move that both reshaped their careers and their lives. Nick has also sat on the Simcoe Chamber of Commerce and NGH and is currently a member of the NGH Foundation Board. This one is a really special podcast because for those that don't know what the Barrel is, it's an Italian restaurant that has been a part of the Norfolk County community for, like I said, 40 years now, almost 40 years. So to have Nick come in, who's a partner of the Barrel Restaurant that can share some insights on how it works, and for those that know how hard it is to run a restaurant, especially maintain a restaurant for this long and for it to be profitable and this good, is a huge deal. So yes, Nick, thanks so much for coming on, and I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Here is Nick Kokkoros.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew, Just Drew, Just Drew.
So how's it going, Nick?
Good, Drew.
First podcast?
First podcast. I'm excited.
That's exciting. Lots to talk about.
Yeah, there is. I've had a long journey, so.
Yeah. I touched, obviously, like I look up a little bit about each guest, but we kind of touched base. I came in for my sort of pasta go-to is cannelloni, and that's kind of like my staple there.
One of our homemade dishes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's why it's so good. Yeah.
Special cheeses that we use, and then.
Like secret cheeses?
Yeah, it's from a specialty supplier, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the thing. We have our recipes are basically right from scratch, and it's gone from 2-3 generations right now. So we basically have kept those same recipes that's worked.
Yeah, because you were third generation, right?
Second generation.
Second generation.
My daughter helped me out at the fair this year, so technically we're starting the third generation, but they're still young, so there's still.
How old are your?
So I have two daughters, a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Okay. So. And what do they think about the Barrel?
Yeah, they love it. They love the pizza. They love the concept. They don't know all the work that goes, that needs to get into it.
All the stress and heartache.
Yeah. See, I grew up in the industry and I left it.
Yeah.
Way back and got back into it when there was an opportunity to, join the Barrel. So.
Were you reluctant to do that?
Yeah, I had a total. I grew up in it. I grew up in London.
Yeah.
I grew up my dad had a restaurant. It's still there. My brother runs it now. It's just outside of London, just before Lucan, Ontario. And so I grew up there. It was a diner, mom and pop diner.
Yeah.
Grew up in the kitchen, started washing dishes. I loved it, but I didn't like the hours and the effort that it needed 7 days a week. And when you're a younger guy, it kind of motivated me to say, I want to work 5 days a week instead of 7 days a week.
That was my taste of it too, because growing up, all I wanted to be was a chef.
Yeah.
And I even went to like some cooking courses and stuff as like a young teenager, and I got my first job in a kitchen, and I saw what the chef did and what his hours were like and how stressful it was, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I want it that badly.
Yeah.
You got to really want it.
Yeah, the cooking shows glamorize it. Sometimes
sure.
It's you're sweating away on a Saturday night trying to survive a service. So I think TV has really glamorized it, and a lot of people that thought they wanted to be a chef thought it would be glamorous, and it's not as glamorous. There are moments, but there are a lot of moments when you're just cutting onions and you're
For
trying
hours.
to prepare, and you're preparing for the big service ahead. So, yeah, I grew up in it. It's the North Star restaurant. It's still there, just outside of London. I loved it. I grew up in it. I just didn't like the hours. It kind of motivated me to go to school, and that was kind of the mindset of my dad was an immigrant from Greece, and he wanted a better life for his kids. And he goes, I'm building this restaurant. You can help out, but maybe try to do your own thing. So that's what motivated me to kind of focus on studies. And I studied poli-sci and then business. And then veered away from the restaurant industry.
Yeah. And because you went into medical, right?
Yes, I got into healthcare. I studied politics first, and then I went to Greece for a year, and then I love business. I still love the business aspect because I grew up in it. And then I went to business school in Hamilton, and my first work term was in a hospital and facilities and medical management, and I kind of was very interested in that, and then built a career on that for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole decade. Then,
Yeah.
Was it in Toronto?
Yeah,
Where you
my
were
last stop was in Toronto. It was at Markham Stouffville Hospital, so I commuted from Yonge and 401 so it wasn't that far.
Yeah, but you were living in the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a good experience, and we left, and we made this life change because my wife and I started a family, and we thought it was a good run. My father-in-law, who created the Barrel with his brother years ago, wanted to retire, and he was saying, Nick, you grew up in this industry, you've got a business background, do you want to get back into it? I want to kind of phase out and kind of take it easy. And I looked at it and I said, okay, this is an opportunity, a new challenge. And it's been 12 and a half years later. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously the right move.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like when I got there, it was an established brand. But there were things to tweak. There were things to do. We didn't even have an email. We didn't have social media. We had to start all that.
What year did you shift over?
It was 2013.
Okay, so even social media was still in its infancy.
Exactly. So, all of that stuff was just starting. And there were good years then, just before COVID. So as a part of that, and just updating the technology in the restaurant too was a thing. So it was an exciting time. To tweak things, but then keep the core concept and building on that brand. So it was a good time to join.
That was one of the questions I was wondering about was, so you have this established brand, this family brand, and you're about to take it over. And how do you, that's got to be stressful. Like, how do you update it and change it, but still keep it what everybody knows it as?
Yeah, it was right when I first got there. And it was really wild because my father-in-law and then my brother-in-law, who was there a few years before me.
Yeah.
So he had taken over the spot of my father-in-law's brother.
Okay.
So it was my brother-in-law and my father-in-law running it. And then I took over for my father-in-law. A little confusing.
Yeah, I follow.
So the other Nick Kokkoros, my partner, my brother-in-law, he was there for a few years running it. So from my generation, so that helped in a way when I first got there, I was just watching for a few months.
Yeah.
I wasn't making any decisions. I was just watching. They had set up the restaurant because I didn't know how to run that specific restaurant. I didn't know much. And they were both on vacation when I first got there. And it was in the summer too. So they staffed it. They had it ready to go. But it gave me an opportunity on my own to watch what works, what can we improve. And I think that was the right move for them not being there. And I was just observing for those 2 busy summer months until they came back to say, okay, this is what I saw, and I think we should be doing this, but the recipes work, the sauces work, the olive oil concepts, everything works. But I think that was a good start for me instead of just jumping in and making changes right away.
Yeah. Yeah, almost shadowing the business itself.
Yeah, and the staff were kind of, who is this guy? He's not
just
saying
watching.
He's not saying anything. They weren't, and because my father-in-law and my brother-in-law are really hands-on.
Yeah.
I'm not as much, and I like to observe and ask questions. And it was a totally different concept for them, especially for a restaurant, like a family-owned restaurant where everyone's talking and all that stuff. I was just watching and observing. and the staff were a little this is a little different. So,
Yeah, and you also have to get used to
a new
the
person.
culture
Yes.
as well, like even staff culture, business culture.
Yes.
Because every place you go to is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I grew up most of my life in London. I didn't even know where Simcoe was until I met my wife. Again, that's her dad's business that he started. So because we had Grand Bend, we never went down to Port Dover, being from London. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was totally different. I didn't know the amazing community and how united they are, and so
Yes.
active. This is totally new in London. There's none of that. Like, you can join a few boards and organizations, but the identity the identity feeling that Norfolk has was totally just caught me by surprise. I didn't know anything about that.
It's what kept me here because I'm from Hamilton, born
yeah,
and raised, and then I got introduced to sort of the community and what was going on. I was like, I don't think I ever want to leave. I want to stay.
Yeah,
I want to be a part of it.
And then I was living here, and then I found out a lot of youth came back.
Yeah.
Either they went to school or started something, but they wanted to come back. In London, people leave and don't come back.
Yeah.
Or there's a whole bunch of students. I went to Western. There's students that come from the GTA, and they're counting the days wanting to go back to the GTA.
Yeah.
So that was something that I thought, this is an amazing thing, and I'm glad I made the decision to settle down here. Is that this community is amazing.
Yeah.
And people want to come back and settle here and promote it.
Yeah.
And promote each other, and we challenge each other. So that's one great thing that I've noticed here that's really impressed me.
I think about it sometimes, like why does it sustain itself like that? And I don't know if its population size maybe has something to do with it, because once you get to a certain size city, there's so many people to the point where you almost can't know everybody. And I find, even though like I think the broader county is close to 60,000 or something like that.
Yes.
Just can't know. That is a lot of people to know, but still
spread out over a big area.
Yeah. But as far as like owning a business, like everybody talks to everybody.
Yeah.
And I find like, hey, if you need somebody's like, talk to this person, and odds are you've probably really run into them at some point.
Yeah, it's been great. Like, it's been close to 13 years, but then we have local suppliers, and we challenge each other. We congratulate each other when people win awards. Like, we use Townsend Butchers and Fiedler Meats, and we connect with each other and help each other. And even the local wineries and breweries that we use. It makes business nicer when you're dealing with your neighbor.
Yeah.
And we're all united that way, and for to try to grow and expand our businesses, and we're working together, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were in a big city, you're not going to get that. I can't wait till we get asparagus from Dalton Farms. Like, it's just, or trying to source out local tomatoes from the local tomato people, and our potatoes locally. That just makes it even more pleasant.
Yeah, and you know them. You might even know their family and their kids.
And and we're doing business together, and we're all winning.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. And that's why, in being in the garden basket, it's amazing. We can source out and make wholesome food.
So how much of your menu are you trying to source locally? Like, as much as possible?
As much as possible.
Yeah.
Like, as much as possible. We make asparagus dishes when it comes in. We source the vegetables, the meats. We want to use local businesses that we trust.
Yeah.
That I mentioned earlier. Even the vegetables from a local guy. It's not a big one of those big chains. It's a local guy from Woodstock. It's the closest guy, because we need a lot of vegetables.
Yeah.
We sell a lot of salad. And they deliver 3-4 times a week. So even that is a close touch point.
Yeah.
For us. So we're trying to close out. Now, obviously, the other, some specialty stuff, even our specialty Italian stuff, comes from Hamilton.
Yeah.
So as we try to source local as much as possible, and even, the breweries, New Limburg, Grambling Road, Frisky Beaver, Burning Kiln, like we're trying to include everybody to make it more of a local experience.
Yeah. The other thing I like about like the community here is everybody's very nice, because I feel like you can't quite get away with people find out about it if you're a little rude. So it's a very I don't know what your experience. He just moved to Jarvis like a year ago, was it?
Yeah, a little over a year.
So I don't know what
yeah.
your experience was, sort of seeing it for the first time, but
yeah, I mean, Yeah, people are more friendly, but yeah, you see the same faces a lot more.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough when you're not from here. I get that. Like, but I've never had that feeling. Maybe it's just because I'm go and busy and
Busy guy.
trying to work with the partners, and again trying to be part of the community. I was involved in the chamber board for a bit, and then I was in the hospital board for a bit. Then the kids, it's tough to balance that when they're younger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now I just joined the hospital foundation for something different. Now that my kids are a little bit older, I have a little bit more squeeze that time in, because you feel better when you're connecting and doing something outside the restaurant. I think I always tell my young workers in their 20s, this is a great experience, but you should try to do as much as possible in your 20s. Like, you're only 20 once.
Yeah.
Right. So join a board, join this, join that, even have 2-3 jobs.
Yeah.
Because after that, when the big bills come in, you're going to have less time to do that.
And less options too, if you've only really done a few things, right?
Yeah. So, and that's another thing that I love, because we hire students, and, we still haven't gone completely online ordering, because I want to keep my high school students picking up the phone for that personalized order.
Yeah, I've noticed your staff there is quite a few young people, but the professionalism, there's no difference.
Yeah, and we try to pick the brightest kids, and usually it's the kids that have extracurriculars, and I don't bombard them. I'm okay with 1 or 3 days a week. It's just for them. I just want them to say this experience, like for me, is better than stocking shelves. Like you're thinking about pleasing, you're thinking about dealing with the customers and making sure that everything's, that they're satisfied. It's a great job that'll train you to do anything afterwards.
Also, you can just smell that food all day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a win.
And the kids love that too. And we give them a discount. So that's another perk for working at the restaurant. So
I'm in.
Yeah. And so I always want to keep, and again, for me, not in a selfish way, but I like to do different things, not just the day-to-day operations. So can I coach a high schooler to help them get into the right school?
Yeah.
That's my side thing. And then they can, make some money to help them pay towards school, pay their cell phone. And then it keeps me up to date in terms of coaching and mentoring a younger generation.
Yeah, because you're also a businessman. So like maybe one of them wants to open a business, and you can give them some real world advice. Yeah,
and I've taken some cooking students from Niagara, and they've been with us now for a long time.
That's great.
So just getting a sense of, you can either do cooking, you can go to school, you can do whatever you want, but this is an experience where it'll help you. Doesn't matter what you want to do. Yeah, our core staff, a lot of them have been with us for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So that helps too, to have that continuity.
Kind of speaks for itself too. You must be doing something right if people are sticking around.
Yeah, it's the whole team. Like we have over 50 people, because we like to hire a lot of part-timers and give them the opportunity. So it's like we can easily say, let's close Monday, Sunday, or cut down hours. It's a totally different environment for COVID, but there's 50 people that rely on us to be, as good as we can be, so that we can all live and try to prosper through this business. So it's a win-win for everybody.
And the food industry is extreme.
It's tougher,
to put it lightly.
It's tough. It's tough. Like, again, I don't know whether it'd be hard to opening something new today versus years ago.
Yeah.
It's just more legislation, more, inflation, just the fixed costs are out of control. It's just a lot of industries have been affected. It's just the reality of the economy now. But you try, you do your best every day, and you try to adapt where you can. And
yeah, and I know like food margins aren't great compared to a lot of other industries, and the odds of a restaurant opening up first day making it past the 1 year mark or even 2 year mark is pretty rare.
It's tough. And a factor is that somebody who has a passion for food, it doesn't necessarily translate, but can you run an operation? Two different things.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you have to kind of decide what approach you're going to take. If you're going to build a small approach with a passion, okay. But if you're going to build an operation where people rely on you for their paycheck, it's a totally different thing.
So you're not a chef. Are you cooking?
No.
So do you think that separation
helps the business run.
I think so. And I always wanted to be in the sidelines. If I have a lot of people, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I enable my staff. Now we talk to each other about possibly new feature dishes. How if a supplier has changed our product, what do we need to look at another option? So there's always constant communication. But I grew up in it. I like cooking at home, but I love the business operational piece more.
Which I think a chef who owns maybe the restaurant may not.
Right. So that's the challenge.
Yeah.
There's too many gamuts to running an operation.
Just Drew.
Hey, quick break. This space right here could be your business. Every week, the Just True podcast reaches people here in Norfolk County and beyond, a loyal audience of creators, thinkers, and doers. Maybe it's a product or your brand in general, or even an event that you can advertise right here in the middle of the show. Let's get your message out to a community that actually listens. Plus, you're not only advertising, but you're sponsoring the podcast, which I love doing, and I hope you also like listening to. Just send me a message today on social media, and we can set that up. Now, back to the podcast.
Unless you want to open up a little trailer, it's a totally different thing. But even then, it's complicated. Yeah, I think it's tough. Like, you just have to work on it every day.
Yeah,
like everybody.
Because I went into I'm a bit of a creative. Like, I went into the film industry and photography and things like that, and I was really good at it, really obsessed with it. But then you got to deal with invoicing and taxes and accounting and contracts, and it's like this. Nobody taught me this. I never went to school for it.
Yeah.
Because why would you go to business school to take photos, right?
Yeah.
But it honestly would help.
I think you just work on it you can't learn everything in a day.
And
you work on it. And I think from our perspective too, like, I'd rather hire, youth or people in the kitchen, and I'd rather do the boring, dirty stuff instead of hiring people to do that. Obviously we have accountants and lawyers when needed, but the nitty gritty, boring stuff I'm willing to do so that my staff can focus on the operational piece.
Yeah, what they're there for, what they're good at.
And I'm willing to stay behind the sidelines, making sure that it's all connected.
Yeah.
So that the technology is working and it's the right technology and we have the right concepts.
Yeah. But you're always around. You're always talking at tables and showing face.
We try with my brother-in-law Nick, because we're owner operators. It's different. We're not. We built this place. We're going to stick a manager in there and head off to the Bahamas. That's the difference. And not saying that chains have their purpose, but a lot of change. It's like some of them have 2 or 3 of them, and you can't be at all. You can't be all of them. So you stick managers in there that. Okay, there's been training, but it's not different when you're an operator and you have an ownership stake in the business. You're going to be there and trying to solve the issue right away instead of trying to troubleshoot with a manager. It's a little different.
Yeah, instinctually, because you own it, you feel
right.
Yeah,
I want to fix it right away, and I'm able to do that. So it's either myself or my brother-in-law Nick. At all times, basically. Yeah. Like, we'll run errands, but like today he's in and I'm doing this podcast. So it's either one of us at the restaurant, and we like it that way. And it's a little taxing with the hours, but we like it that way because somebody's always there.
Yeah. So how's the lifestyle of running something like this? Because I feel like, are you ever home for dinner?
Yeah. See, one of the reasons why I decided to change my lifestyle, leaving the 9 to 5, is the flexibility. So with the restaurant, like, I don't think I'd want to get into it without a partner, because without a partner, then it's tough because you need a lot more help, and then you're going to be there a lot more often. But it gives more flexibility with a partner. You can decide, I'm going to be there all day, and then I'll take the next day off, depending on our schedules. So you can do stuff around the house or with your kids.
Yeah.
So it gives flexibility, even though sometimes we're there, Saturday nights and Sunday nights when people are with their families. I may be able to take a Monday night off and take my kids somewhere with their programs. Yeah. So there's pros and cons to it, but there's more flexibility when it's your operation. You have a partner, you can negotiate your schedule, versus if I you know, if I had become a VP in my industry, it's pretty rigid.
Yeah.
If I stayed in healthcare, because I was a director, and if I stayed to become a VP, if it happened, then you're talking about a really regimented schedule, and that would
Also,
have been tough.
government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was all before COVID.
Yeah.
It's totally changed healthcare now. My first job doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, really?
And it was from 2004, 2003. It's just, I think a lot of industries are like that. They're just squeezing,
Yeah.
you know, making people do more.
Yeah. My entire family's medical, like,
Yeah.
for the exception of like maybe 3 of us.
There you go.
All aunts, all
So
my
you-
dad's paramedic, mom's cancer center.
You're in the arts, though.
I'm in the arts, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, so is my brothers. So
Yeah.
we're kind of like the black sheep. And
Nice.
then there's one other cousin that does like construction, but well, so Adam married into the family, so he
Yeah.
married my cousin, but
Yeah.
both his wife's a nurse,
She's a
sister-in-law's
nurse, and my dad's a paramedic, and my mom's a nurse, but they're in a different province. So.
yeah.
I love
surrounded.
I love the industry still. That's why I joined the board, and now the foundation hospital. Like, I love the industry. There's pros and cons to it. I loved it. I was working in it for 10 years. It's just, I think it was time. I kind of plateaued. Wasn't sure if I was going to become a VP. It's tough.
Yeah.
There's only a few positions left. And then I always looked at it. This is an amazing challenge. And you know, leaving Toronto, because I wasn't from Toronto, I wasn't too gung ho about Toronto with the busyness and all that stuff. I liked the
It's not like you had family scattered around the
so
city.
it was easier to leave.
Yeah.
And my wife had lived there for 10 years, but again, she's from Simcoe, and she said, "Oh, I love Toronto, but I was there for 10 years."
Have you been visiting Simcoe in between that time?
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
would, yeah, but
Like
we were
family.
only together married for 2 years, and then we left. So
Okay.
we were only together in Toronto for 2 years.
Was there a moment where you were like, okay, we're doing this?
Yeah, it's when we got pregnant
Okay.
with my first daughter. We said, without any help, we're going to run around, you know, should we do this? Should we stay in Toronto, or should we get closer to family, my family in London, hers in Simcoe? Should we make this move and call it a new phase of our lives? And we're glad we did it.
Nice. I'm glad you did it.
But I always encourage people to say you live once, like especially the 20-year-olds, leave and come back. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, unless it doesn't necessarily have to happen for everyone, but you know, going to different places, even traveling abroad, if you have the opportunity, why not do it? Home is always home. You can always go back.
That's usually what I did. My parents were never in a rush to be like, hey, get your own place kind of thing. They're like, work hard, learn things, do things. But like, if you want to spend money on travel, that's fine. Well, you can stay here and sort of like save that way.
Yeah.
Because they saw the benefit. We were big travelers. We travel around as a family. So they definitely see the benefit of it.
Yeah, I'm glad, like, because growing up, being first generation, my dad was married to his business. It was on a smaller side than the barrel. So he needed to be there more often.
Yeah.
And we didn't have those opportunities to travel as much.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what I was looking for, being second generation, a flexible business so I can put all my efforts in, but then have the flexibility of going away every so often
Yeah.
to expose my kids to what I didn't have.
Yeah.
So it's been good that way.
Well, it's good. And you have other Nicks, so
Yep.
That's
very
it.
helpful. He's great. And he grew up in the industry as well in Toronto.
yeah.
And then he decided to make the move basically when he had when they had their first child. So they got married before us. So that's why he had come to Simcoe before me. So
Yeah.
it was kind of the similar type of move of, where do we want to raise a family?
Yeah.
So Toronto's nice, but we wanted to raise our family close to our families.
Yeah. You don't realize how much of a help that is.
Yeah, unless you're into it. Yeah, I kind of figured it, and we said, let's try this. We're not married to it. If we don't like it, we don't like it. But it's been the community's been great, and the organizations that I've joined has been great. So it's been close to 13 years, and I love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm going on year 10. I commuted
Yeah.
for 2 years and then
Yeah.
sort of hopped around the area renting different things and then
It's good.
bought a place. But my mom's from Simcoe, so I did grow up like seeing grandparents and coming to the fair and doing
So that
cultural
helps.
things. I just didn't grow up in the school system.
Yeah.
But I don't want to live anywhere else. This is
No, this is to go back to. Unless it's like a huge major opportunity, I don't see myself again. This community is amazing.
Yeah.
And you're still close to the 403, and you can easily go to Toronto and catch a show. We've done that all the time.
Yeah.
We have friends that we visit, we see shows. So there's always that, you're not that far away.
Yeah.
Which is another bonus.
I mean, I love to hear so much. I would commute to Toronto from here instead of, because I could have just stayed at my parents in Hamilton and cut the drive in half, but I liked it here. So
yeah, Hamilton and Ancaster Dundas area is like the hottest area of Canada now. And we're so close to it.
Yeah.
This whole area.
Quite stunning. Even the food culture, like.
I did my MBA there, and back in.
Where did you go?
Mac.
Oh, you went to Mac. Okay.
Yeah. But this is years ago. Like
Yeah.
from 2000 to 2002, nobody wanted us. Like Hamilton wasn't like the way it was now.
Still an industrial town, you know?
Yeah, people would go there, and then similar to London, they just want to leave. But now it's just.
Cultural boom.
Yeah.
Even just the amount of like restaurants popping up in Supercrawl now, and just it's very arts heavy, very food culture heavy.
Yeah, even the same here. Like there's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of food trucks, a lot more operations than when I first got here 12 and a half years ago, which is great. That shows that people have passion.
Yeah.
And they're pursuing it, and we all win. You know, and when other businesses win, you win as well. You don't really realize that. But it's good that other businesses are growing up. You think it's competitions, but it's not. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to have options, and it motivates you to keep your brand concise and clean. And it helps when there's other businesses opening up and building. So that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's say a new coffee place opens up. I'll get our coffee, and then I'm gonna go for lunch somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it draws people. I know. Who was it? I had a cinematographer come in. We were shooting some stuff for Ontario, and I took him to the Barrel, and I said he was here for a couple of days staying at the Western, and I said, where do you want to go tonight? He goes, I want to go back. I want to go back to the Barrel. And I was like, yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, and we've expanded the menu to not like it's basically Italian comfort food, but we've added a Thai dish, we've added a jerk chicken dish, so that if you're not in the mood for Italian that day, we have local Lake Erie perch. You can have something that's not technically 100% Italian. So we've wanted to do that over the years, trying to encapsulate everybody in the family so that there's something on the menu for everybody.
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of it's from scratch, correct?
Yeah. So we're there.
Scratch cooking or whatever.
8 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we open 11, but we're there. And our big thing is the sauces and the soups. That's our main thing for me. Because, pasta's pasta, I get it, but it's the sauce that makes the dish. And for me, being that I didn't create, the brand, that's what keeps us focused and in tune. It's the sauces and the olive oil that we use for the sauce.
I want to get into that.
That we bring from our family orchard in Greece. So again, on a small scale, it's organic, cold pressed, and it helps with all the recipes. We use our own olive oil.
That's so cool.
It's not, and not to badmouth Costco, but it's not the watered down stuff that you'll get from Costco.
Yes.
So it's olive oil that we use in our house. And then we decided, okay, I think we're making enough that we can use it for the restaurant. And then we said, I think our customers are asking for it to take home. Let's bottle it for them. We don't have enough to go to farmers markets. We don't go to farmers markets. It's for our customers that go to the restaurant.
Yeah.
We sell so many bottles a year. We sold a lot this past Christmas season.
So what kind of volume are you pushing?
So we're close to like 300 to 400 bottles a year.
Shit.
Again, we don't have the capacity to do more than that.
Yeah, it's a family.
It's it's a family groves, and Nick and I are from the same area in Greece.
Oh no shit.
From Sparta, if you've taken ancient Greece anyway.
Yeah, no.
By chance,
you might have heard of that place.
Yeah, by chance, our dads are from 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So the main product there is olive oil,
Okay.
olives. So both our dads have the groves there, and we've taken it over, and that's how we got the olive oil. So.
Obviously I know Italian food is olive heavy, but when I think of olives, I think of Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't mass produced like Spain and Italy.
Yeah.
Because that's how Greece is. There's a mentality that they don't want to mass produce. Their economy is their economy. They don't want to water it down.
Because it'll taint the quality.
For them, feta and olive oil, they're not going to touch.
Yeah, that's
they don't want to mass
religious.
produce. They're not going to overproduce it. They're not going to water it down. They say this is it, and the economists have told them, you should do what Spain is doing. Spain is beating you, and they're the number one producer, but you should be. And they go, no, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the world's best economist. We're not doing it. So I studied this to figure out what we're going to do with all our olive groves. And we wanted to keep that mentality that this is unique, cold pressed, organic, not mass produced, and this is what we're going to do. We're not going to change that.
So what's your involvement? Like, are you over there a lot? Are you communicating all
So
the time?
we try to go there almost every summer. Our schedules, because of our kids, they're in school during the year. So Nick and I, we try to get away in the summer, and then we monitor it there, and then it gets harvested in December, January, depending on the year.
Yeah.
So we have family there that takes care, and Nick's dad is still there.
Okay.
He lives there.
Nice.
So he's the coordinator, and they coordinate all that and then ship it. It takes a while sometimes to get here, and then we're good to go.
How does the logistics work? Like, are you paying some kind of duty or tax?
Yeah,
to import it?
you have to go through that. It's just the reality of it. And then there's customs.
Inspections.
Yeah.
Customs.
And then there's a special company that then we have to pick it up from in Toronto.
Okay.
So it's got to go through all that clearance, and then we pay that company, and then we have to pick it up, and then it's.
Is
at our
it
place.
bottled in Greece?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
then flown over.
Yeah. We just have our stickers here. We stick it on. We're good to go.
Nice. That's so cool. It's I don't think too many places can say we make our own olive oil.
Yeah, and again, it's not local because we can't grow olives here. But how we present it is it's ours, and it helps run the restaurant. It's an important part of making our sauces and grilling our chicken and everything. Yeah. It's a signature piece, and now it's been word of mouth with the olive oil. We didn't sell a lot initially. It wasn't even our idea. Some customers said, can we take your olive oil home? It's just like the sauces in our salad dressing.
You were making it for yourself at the time, but the idea to give it.
No, it wasn't it was
I
customer.
see.
That's a good concept of saying, listen to your customers.
Yeah.
They have the ideas sometimes.
Yes.
So it was more so the customers, because we haven't created a groceria. It's mostly delivery, takeout. We haven't done the groceria thing. And then so we added the olive oil through customer, and even the salad dressings and the sauces. We haven't really packaged it to sell it as, you can just pick up the sauce and go. We do that, but we don't push or promote that, especially with our salad dressing. We don't have any preservatives in it. So it's not like you can put it in your fridge and it lasts like weeks, like craft dressing.
Yeah.
This is, you need to use it after 2-3 days or it loses its consistency as a dressing.
I like that though.
Yeah,
especially nowadays.
It's real. There's no preservatives in it.
Yeah,
So,
and nowadays everybody's very health conscious and they want to try to avoid things like that.
And then we tell them, if you want a consistent salad dressing instead of coming in every 2-3 days, so buy our olive oil, get a nice vinegar, balsamic, whatever you like, and then you're good to go.
Yeah. I was gonna jump at this later, but can we dive into the menu a little bit?
Okay.
So let's just start it off. What is your favorite thing to eat there?
So there's a lot of things. I'm a simple guy, and because we source great vegetables, especially when they're in season, the chicken Greek with the homemade tzatziki that we make.
Okay.
It's healthy. It's salad. It's a nice chicken breast, again, locally, that we source.
Yeah.
We make the tzatziki sauce. We make the salad dressing. And for me, that's a complete dish. But I also like the stuffed chicken marsala, which is not really kind of old school Italian, but we make an amazing marsala sauce. So that's a very popular dish.
Yeah, and you're already cooking chickens in many other Italian dishes, so you're gonna cook it right, which is.
And lasagna is the number one seller.
Okay, that's my mom's go-to. Yeah,
because it's something hard for you to make at home.
Yes,
like you can make spaghetti.
It's labor intensive.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you can make spaghetti, and that's why lasagna sells more than spaghetti.
I see.
Because it's something and we have a special recipe, and we use 2 different meats. Oh. It's a meat lasagna. We don't make a vegetarian lasagna. It's the same one that they've used since the mid-70s.
Yeah,
and people love it. and it's a good catering option too. It's a
Yeah.
it's a full meal. So those are the, we have a big menu, and it's tough to pare it down after so many years.
Yeah, like, did it-
it's a con in a way.
How big was it when it started? How big was the menu?
It was a couple of dishes.
Okay.
So the concept started, my father-in-law and his brother, in the mid-'70s in North Toronto.
Okay.
It was more of a takeout place, spaghetti, lasagna, pizza. And then they were tweaking it, and they built a big restaurant in Fort Erie,
Yeah.
which still exists today. They sold it to family back in the early 80s. And they wanted to give that to their sister, and then they were looking for a community to settle down. They didn't want to stay in Toronto. They didn't want to stay in Fort Erie. And they came across Simcoe by chance and built the current barrel that's been there since 1987. But even then, the menu was small. We've kind of expanded it, and it's now difficult to kind of pare it down. There's even some dishes like a vodka rustica or Sicilian chicken that is no longer on the menu that people ask for it still. So I've kept the computer buttons in the computer because I don't want somebody who's
Will you
left
still
and
make
come
it?
back. We'll still make it if we have the
No
ingredients.
way.
Yeah. So I've left the computer because if we have the ingredients, we'll still make it.
That's awesome.
Because some people like travel and come here, and so they're not from Simcoe and they love this dish. They either
Yeah.
come for tournaments or come for the summer. So those types of people want to have that dish that they had 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So if we have the ingredients, we'll keep on making it.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we do have, and that's something that amazed me, a lot of tourists come by and they want the dish that they used to have. That's amazed me too for the 13 years now. And every year, more people from all over the world coming down to our area.
So have you ever talked to them and asked them, like, how are you finding us? Why?
Yeah.
Were you here before, or?
Yeah, different avenues. Again, with the internet, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And
And you've been a staple for almost 39 years now?
yeah, so
So-
yes, exactly. So, and we still do across the board advertising just to be top of mind. Like
Yeah.
we'll do the billboards and the
Yep.
radio and some print and some online. Like you have to keep on doing, even though you've been around, the brand is the brand.
Gives you some legitimacy as well, I think.
Yeah, it's just you have to keep on doing it, and it's top of mind for those. If at those tournaments that, it's tough to find a place where if you're a group of 20 or 30, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
So and the tournaments and the tourists, or if big groups or some other events, the fair,
Yeah.
people coming down for that. So we've been known now for so many years with all these events that they'll come down. So they knew of it because they've visited us before.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. That's great. What you went recently.
did.
What did you have?
Yeah. I had the carbonara, and
Okay.
then my wife and I split. And by that I mean I made most of the stuffed mushrooms. So
Yeah,
that was
Okay.
that's something that's been added. That's a perfect example that we added.
Mhm.
You know, we had to do investigations. We had to source from our supplier. Can we get the right size of portobello mushrooms? There was some homework that needed to be done, and then we added it to the menu. So that's a fairly new menu item. So
Well,
again,
I like
tweaking.
that it's on the menu because
Yeah.
it's good.
And the carbonara is a classic.
Oh yeah, I can't go wrong.
That is a great seller too. We do
It's a hard one to make, like if you're gonna make it at home, because you don't want to cook
yeah.
it's something to do with the
Yeah.
egg, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
get too hot.
Alfredo
Yeah.
sauce. Again, people love it.
Yeah.
Is tricky to make. And when you make it, you have to have it right away or it gets cold and then it's not the same. So Alfredo sauce is popular because it's tough to make at home. So
Yeah.
people come in specifically
Like the lasagna. Yeah.
for our Alfredo sauce. And we're making it. We're in the morning making it all the time. So,
Yeah.
And then our marinara and our meat and our bolognese sauce. So yeah, it just it's a passion for food and getting together and then building on the recipes. It's,
Yeah.
Our staff have that passion too, which helps.
Yeah, it shows.
Yeah.
It definitely shows. And she must have been in high school, but she was my servant when I was there, and I was like, oh, can you add a couple extra hot peppers on the side? She just brings an entire separate bowl of hot peppers. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Just like simple customer service I was not expecting from someone that age. So
Yeah.
it's
again,
great.
Yeah, it's
Just little
you work on
things.
it. Yeah, you work on it. You talk and you communicate, and it's. I say to every new person that I bring on, it's respect those that have been here before us.
yes.
They built this, and it's an honor to continue that, and just. And I always tell that to my high school students that I hire. We've had some amazing students come through through this building, and you should be motivated and honored to try to meet that challenge.
Yeah, sort of
So,
continue the legacy.
Yeah, so that, not to put pressure on them, but that you feel that when you come in there, that you know, and some of the staff are still there that we've had, that you don't want to disappoint.
Yeah.
You know, the founders.
Yeah.
And the founding staff.
It's a
I know when
standard
we
that
had
needs to
our
be met.
we had our 30-year anniversary, close to 10 years ago now, when I first got there. And it was great just seeing those initial staff members come by and talk and tell their stories.
Yeah, what happened then? How great it was?
Amazing.
What was it like?
I think we should do one for the 40th, maybe next
Yeah.
year too.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Good thing to.
Probably a lot of staff that has gone through there. I mean,
Yes.
39 years. That is
Yes.
great. Why do you think it's lasted so long? You must be one of the oldest restaurants in the entire county, no? Or if
Yeah.
not the oldest.
Yeah,
Except for maybe the Arbor.
it's and Erie Beach too is another
Erie
good
Beach.
example.
Yes.
I think when my brother-in-law got in and then when I got in, we had passion too to kind of sustain it and then tweak it. I think that helps. Having the same people run it maybe is not the greatest thing, but we still had our father-in-law there in town. He's still here. He comes in the mornings and he's a sounding board. I go, what did you guys do then? Or, you know, how did you handle this? So I think that's helped that he hasn't completely left and he's there as a sounding board that we can always connect with him to say, how did you create this?
Like a historian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the consultant that's not on the payroll.
Yeah.
So, and he's been a great help to help us navigate things that we didn't come across.
Yeah, it's
And
nice to
maybe he
have.
did, yeah.
Because often, you sell a business, the owner leaves, and you never
Exactly.
talk to them again, right?
So that's why family owned and operated operations have that positive aspect to it that you can kind of pass on the knowledge versus, and because you're family too. So it makes it easier to pass on that knowledge.
Yeah. So what's this, there's this fine dance, I feel like, between, staying modern and updated, but, trying to keep to that original vision of your father-in-law. Like, it's got to be a tricky thing.
It's trickier now because of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've looked into it, I've studied it, I haven't implemented it yet. It's ready to go. It's the online ordering. That'll probably be the big next step. But again, we have 3 phone lines and people love to call in. So
Yeah.
it's worked. I haven't had to. And then I'm thinking, how am I going to manage the phone plus the online if I'm still getting enough calls on? So that probably will be a big milestone piece. And then having our own drivers for delivery. Like all these other third parties have been contacting me all the time. I want my own drivers. I don't want to pass on extra costs to the customer. I have my own drivers. It's a side gig for them. And it's a small delivery charge that goes directly to them. And we can deliver food anywhere in Norfolk County.
That's awesome.
No boundaries, because these third parties will only go.
So
in
can I
major
order
states.
here?
Yeah.
I figured I might be too far.
Yeah. We
No
even go to
way.
Jarvis, Adam.
Good to
We'll
know.
go to
Oh
Jarvis.
my
I was just going to
God.
ask.
We've gone as far as Selkirk, believe it or not. But
No
that was more
way.
of a catering order. The farthest since I've been there for 12 years has been Selkirk.
Yeah.
And that was and I still remember that order as years ago. That's been our longest
Yeah.
delivery order.
We do that with the folk. If you live within the county, even Tillsonburg and Jarvis will
Yep.
accept, I'll bring it right to your door.
Yep. If I can, and that's why I have some drivers on call, just to make sure, because we do a lot of our deliveries are out of town
Yeah.
because it's convenient.
Yeah.
Especially in the winter for you driving in.
And they'll pay more.
They're
absolutely.
willing to do it, and it's not one of those third party fees. It's a reasonable
Yeah,
fee.
so much better than Uber Eats.
It's a reasonable fee. Like in this area, it's around $15 to $20 depending.
Yeah.
In the Delhi area.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the kilometers, and it's reasonable, and I'm not taking it. It goes directly to the driver for their mileage.
And the driver delivering it to your door personally knows you.
Yes.
So
And we're making a custom order, whereas
Yeah.
online, they put limitations on it.
that's super cool. I did not know you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So we've been getting calls, but we have our own drivers. Why do we want to
Yeah.
join up with them? It seems to be working. Now
Yeah.
you never know.
And
You
keep
never
the
know where.
money, even if
Yes.
it's like a young student or something, like keep the money
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of giving it to whoever it is. So,
Yeah.
Just Drew.
Hey, quick break. It would mean the absolute world to me if you pause this episode right now, went to Spotify, and hit the follow button. Or better yet, you can leave a review or even a 5-star rating if you're feeling good today. And if you're not already, you can follow the podcast on Instagram or subscribe to the YouTube channel, or even if you just want to share an episode with a friend who you think would love it. I would really appreciate it. Any little bit helps the podcast grow and keeps great conversations like these coming your way. And who knows, you might even be on the podcast next. Now, back to the episode.
Third parties, for me, it's if I can deal direct.
One more thing, yeah.
Like direct suppliers, direct local suppliers. Why not get my potatoes from a direct person instead of the vegetable? Like whenever I can.
Yeah. Can we shift some gears here?
Yeah.
So I'd like to go in a little bit into the family, which is along the same lines, but like how involved is your wife? How do you sort of balance this family business dynamics?
Yeah. She loves food and she loves cooking, so that's helped me bounce ideas from her with her mostly at home. Because when we first moved here, we had our daughter, so she was busy with the newborn.
Yeah.
And then we had our second daughter 2 years after that. And then because she taught as a teacher for 10 years, she's been volunteering at the school. And now she's been substituting at the school since we're driving our kids to the school anyway. But she has a passion for food. She loves cooking at home. So for me, anything food related, it's worked. We talk about it. Now, on the business back end side, maybe not as much.
Is she very attached to the business?
Yeah,
because
because
her father's?
Yeah, because of her father's. Yes,
Yeah.
and she grew up there, and she had pizza parties there, and she had her friends' she had birthday parties there, and we have a picture of her with my sister-in-law on the wall.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, they loved it, and she loved it. It's just she liked teaching as well,
Yeah.
and she got into the teaching aspect and taught in Toronto. And she's a great mom to our two daughters, and that's her main priority. But she always chimes in, and we always talk about the business because it's a big part of our lives. And I think that's helped that she loves the food piece, and she actually got involved with some of the recipes as a kid. That's how much she loves food.
No way.
Way back when they created them. So, yeah, I touch base there a lot in terms of that.
Do you feel a lot of pressure?
I do. Like it's been, when you trying to take over an existing brand, there is pressure. But
Yeah, especially your wife's family.
Yeah.
Generational business.
Yeah, and I think it's helped that Nick and I grew up in the industry. We didn't come cold.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot difficult if we were just, auto mechanics and then got into this.
Yeah.
We both grew up in it. So it helped because it wasn't the exact same, but it helps jumping into something when you've had some experience with
Yeah.
it.
Is there sort of like a boundary you've learned the hard way running, mixing business and family together?
Yeah, I try to, when I get home, let's deal with home stuff.
Completely cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our both of our daughters are active in a lot of different programs, so that keeps us busy.
Yeah.
And the odd time traveling to London to see my family or our friends in Toronto, our calendar is pretty booked up. So even though we talk about the restaurant, it's not for a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's other stuff to talk about too.
Do you find it hard? It's hard to not talk about it at home, or?
No, I think it's, we've been married for over 15 years now. We've kind of created a system of how our lives go. And
You figured it out.
We figured it out. And maybe initially when the kids were younger, we talked about it a bit more, but now that it's been close to 13 years, we've created that
Some balance.
Balance, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, you probably go through the same thing.
Ashley reminds me all the time,
Yeah.
I get home and I don't see her all day, and it's like, even if I'm not talking about my job, I'm talking about, the folk or this, and she's like, hey, no, we're going to cook dinner.
Yes.
We're going to just focus on here. And I'm like, yes, sorry, you're right. I just have that, the gears they're hard to stop sometimes.
Yeah, because technology has has added to that, because now I can even check on my phone what's going on in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not there,
You can look
I
at
can check at
sales.
everything.
Yeah.
So and then my wife goes, "Yeah, take a break. You're not supposed to be there." Like, but technology has added to that you can monitor from anywhere.
Yeah,
Blessing
when you
and a
physically, what's that?
A blessing and a curse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when you physically left before all this, that's it. You're gone.
Yeah.
But now you're not fully gone.
No.
You're kind of there still, mentally at least. So
Yeah, you're on call just in case something. I've Nick has called me in, and I've called him in for different reasons. So
yeah. Hey, just the nature of the business sometimes. So
there's a lot of different like mechanical, plumbing, equipment.
Oh.
It's not just you're a consultant and you're
Yeah.
not dealing with all that. There's a lot of stuff.
the liquor control board and
Ministry of
inspections.
Labor, the whole thing. An inspector, they come Saturday nights, like for the LCB, they come out of nowhere. Like, you just have to be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
There's
At
a
all
lot
times.
a lot of different aspects.
Do you get a lot of angst because of that, or are you pretty good with dealing with that?
I think now, after so many years,
You've seen it all.
you've seen different scenarios, and you try to stay calm. And both Nick and I think we've come across every different scenario because of the years that we put in. So
A little calmer now?
Yeah, a lot of things, like even at the fair, dealing with, that's a busy week for us, because that's kind of the only festival that we'll do, because we're busy with our operation. But since we sponsor the fair, and we were one of the first vendors, even before Nick and I got involved in the business, before all these carnies came from Toronto, the barrel booth was one of the first booths at the fair. So just kind of dealing with that piece, and the restaurant at the same time is an intense week. But you see different scenarios come up when you're trying to manage two things at the same time.
I can only imagine the amount of pizza you're moving there.
Yeah, it's.
I'll go and buy a whole box and bring it back to the booth.
So it's a tradition for a lot of people. Like, that before the Derby, they want to pick up a pizza, and it's a big week. And again, because we sponsor, we're just not the vendor, we're a sponsor. We feel that we want to be there.
Yeah.
Same thing with Eat and Drink now, that we got involved with that over 10 years now. Again, something local. Like, we get called in to do a lot of different festivals. Can you do this? Can you provide a truck? Because we have a trailer for the fair, but we'll only do the fair. It's just too much.
Yeah, you're gonna stretch yourself thin.
Yeah, you gotta say no sometimes. It's tough, but you have to be willing to say no sometimes so that you're not overextended.
Yeah.
But for the fair or Eat and Drink that's close, and it's close to the restaurant, we can manage that.
Yeah. How much has it? How much has the industry changed since you took over?
Yeah, it's been talked about. It's different. After COVID changed a lot. And luckily for us, we had takeout delivery set up anyway. So we were able to kind of weather it.
Because I know that COVID sort of introduced the concept of that to a lot of places.
And now there's more so takeout and delivery groceria. But the lunch crowd, the lunch worker crowd that we used to have, is not as much. But that's pronounced everywhere. It's just, maybe now that people are starting to go back to work full time, it may change, but that's been the biggest difference. I think the lunch sit down crowd has been affected because of people working from home.
As far as any kind of food related industry, who I've talked to, the industry's down. I don't know if it's just the economic climate, maybe post-COVID spending, millennials trying to just be a little more frugal, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the economy is not as great. Wages didn't consistently move up. Inflation has been the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like all restaurants have had to adjust their menus, and they have to do it periodically. Not that we want to, because nobody wins.
No.
Because if I'm charging you more, I'm being charged more. So nobody wins. But
you're not increasing margins. You're just trying to maintain a margin.
So it's very difficult. Whereas before COVID, we had some good years there.
Yeah.
Just like my dad and my father used to say, pre-HST days, pre-GST days. Like the glory 80s were a great time before the public had to deal with another tax.
They weren't charging all that tax then?
Right. No, it was, no GST.
Oh my God.
So there was a time before that was in the 80s, there was no GST, which was called GST at the time. So the economy has evolved, and it's affected the restaurant industry, and you just had to adapt. Like sometimes you're going to make less than other times. You just have to be able to weather the storm. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, because you're sort of maintaining that margin as things
Yeah.
fluctuate, right?
Or try to make sure that, okay, we were able to get, prices are good here. Our margins will be a little bit better. But in the winter, prices will go up. Salary will go up. Certain things that go up because of market conditions. You just have to, you have to work with suppliers. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And are you who's keeping track of all these logistics? Because I feel like when you're working with independent growers, like there must be many. Yeah. It's not just one big chain collecting it all.
It's extra work for us.
Yeah.
Because the chains will deal with one supplier for everything.
Yeah.
It's extra work. Like I've got to pay 2 different breweries, 2 different wineries, plus the LCBO. Like it's extra work for us, but we want to be locally family owned and operated. We want to source local as much as we can. That's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
So even though it's extra work for us, we feel it's a better product. If it's
how are you so when you did both you and Nick take over at the exact same time?
No. So my brother-in-law, Nick, he got in a few years before me.
Okay.
And he took over my father-in-law's brother's spot. And then I took over my father-in-law's spot.
So how do you balance the workload? Did that sort of appear naturally? Because I know, like, when I started the brand with Ashley and Eric, we all sort of had a skill to contribute, and they didn't cross over so much. Yeah. But I was just curious how you divide that.
Yeah, you learn each other. You learn about each other. Like we do kind of different things too, for the most part. He's more hands-on. I'm more behind the scenes. So it seems to work.
Did that come naturally?
It came naturally, I think, because our backgrounds are a little different. Even though we grew up in the industry, we're a little different. And I think because we had communication and we're from the same generation, we kind of grew up the same way.
Yeah.
Same family dynamic. It's helped. Like it was somebody that was a different background from me or a different generation from me, maybe it would have been more difficult. But I think it's easier to communicate with him because we can talk about how we were in our 20s or how we grew up and what we learned. And then we see what our strengths and weaknesses are, and it works out, I think. I think it's evolved now that we've been together now for close to 13 years.
Yeah. So as far as like retaining customers go, how are you kind of maintaining a reputation? Like, what if you have a complaint? Like, how are you dealing with that kind of thing? Because you seem very consistent. And obviously, you're a restaurant that's been around for almost 40 years. Yeah. There's obviously something consistently happening through all the years to have people to continuously come back and have, regulars that by name.
Yeah, it's tough. And when you do volume, sometimes mistakes are going to happen.
Yeah.
But, I think the customers realize that, we're not robots.
Yeah.
Mistakes may happen once in a while. But are we there to rectify it and not deny it? I think that's what's helped us, being able to troubleshoot right away because we're there. And it's not an instinctive, we're dealing with a manual here. What do we do? It's just instinctive that this is what we're going to do, how to fix it.
Yeah.
Boom, right away. The weather conditions are bad. How do we manage all these deliveries? Which directions are they in? How do we need to figure this out? It's instinctive.
Yeah.
Versus if I had to, it's tough for me to train somebody to do that now.
Yeah.
And it's tough for us to have help, like higher level help, because it's tough to train that stuff for an independent place. There's a lot of history and instinctiveness and how my partner would handle it and how I would handle it. So it's, I think it's a challenge, but if customers seem to see that you're there and you fix that odd mistake, they respect that, I think.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
We're lucky that we have great people that come to the restaurant. Like we're not a bar. We have families coming in. It's mostly a family type place.
Yeah.
So they're really nice people.
Yeah.
We're lucky that, and even the tourists that come, they're coming here. Nobody's putting a gun to their head. They're coming here.
At home atmosphere.
Yeah, and they're coming here. They spent the time to get here. They're not combative. So we're very lucky that way. We try to keep our end of the bargain up, but they're very cooperative. Even the clubs that come in, the Christmas parties, the company parties, the accountant offices, the lawyers' offices that come in, we're in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, if a mistake happens, it happens, but we're dealing with it and we rectify it.
Yeah.
And so I think we respect each other in that, and not being a bar and opening up late and dealing with that piece of it helps when you know your customer base, that they're all we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, you're setting sort of a tone and an atmosphere for the place.
Yeah, we don't have a bar crowd. Like we close at 9:00 now. We used to close at 11 on Friday, Saturday before COVID. But now it's just because of COVID, people are not going out as much. And we decided, okay, you know, we're not a bar. We don't have a bar. We don't have TVs. It's all about the food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's also what I like. There's no TVs.
Yeah,
you're
so
really
we're not
focused
a sport.
on the person in front of you.
It's about the birthday party, that anniversary party, wedding proposals that we've had. We've seen the whole gamut come in.
You had a wedding proposal in there?
Yeah, a couple of them. Yeah.
Wow, they must have first date there, I would assume, or met there. Or...
that's another beautiful part. Like we have 3 generations now coming.
Yeah.
You know, they would say my grandfather took me here, and now I have kids, or they'll pass by our sports sponsorship wall. And I always see customers, and they're trying to find where they are. Oh yeah, you guys sponsored me 20 years ago.
No way.
So we have that whole wall there with pictures of all the teams that we sponsor. We continue to sponsor because we're a part of the community. It makes us feel good.
Because I think 25 years, if you're a business, is considered a legacy business where the previous generation is now bringing their next generation into that same business they grew up in. Yeah. And you're almost twice there, so another decade.
Yeah, and who knows whether, because Nick's got 2 daughters, I have 2 daughters, whether they'll get into it. You never know. They're still a long ways away because our kids are young.
Yeah.
So Nick and I will be working till we're 90 anyway. We still have kids late, and now we're redeveloping in Simcoe too, and people probably know that. We redeveloped the old highway restaurant.
Yeah, I was reading about that.
Yeah, so we'll be working till we're 90. But again, it's something that we're involved in the community. Can we invest in a building and refurbish it so that we don't have a lot of derelict buildings?
I like that. Yeah.
Like we can easily say this is enough, but every day we're saying, okay, what can we do? You know, what can we do next, and build that way. So it just. Nick and I, we just have the same mentality of if we're going to be here, if we're going to spend the time.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's, join a board. Let's rebuild something. Let's buy something.
That's great, man. That's great.
Sure, yeah.
Before we wrap it up, anything you want to touch on that I didn't yet? I have a rapid fire question I usually do.
Okay.
So we'll hit that before you're out of here. But I always like to ask in case there's something I missed.
No, again, just thanking everybody for their support all throughout these years. It makes our job easier. It's a great community. We have great businesses that motivate us, that we partner with. We try to give back as much as we can, and just being recognized through the chamber this year, Nick and I, and the restaurant as the Outstanding Business Award was a big honor for us. I think we had won it back in 1996. Mm-hmm. The 2 brothers, the original
brothers
won it, and then we won it this past year. So it was a good feeling that now the second generation got an opportunity to get recognized. So.
Did you get a physical? Like, can you hang it up with the previous one?
We got a little. Yeah, no, yeah.
Was
I don't
there
know
anything back then?
The previous one. I think it's in my father-in-law's house. I think maybe we should put it together. Yeah.
I have to sneak in there one night and grab it.
I think when he retired, he took it.
Well, I mean, I don't. He put the work in, so he can have it.
Yes.
That's right. You put the new one up then.
Yeah, we'll put the new ones up.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with some rapid fire questions here. Best pizza topping combo.
I like artichoke hearts and feta, but I've got that European palate. So
yes, I feel like that would be like my wife's fave.
I could go for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I could eat that. Yeah, definitely.
You know what I like? I sort of like a Canadian where it's pepperoni, peppers, onions, mushrooms, that kind of deal.
And our sauce, we make our own sausage for pizza, so it's a spicy one, but people love that one.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm revealing a secret here, but you sometimes there's a one where you put chopped garlic on top. Yeah. Which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Just sprinkle it on top.
Yeah, garlic is big.
Yeah, I love garlic.
We get garlic all the time. We make, our garlic butter it's something that we make that people love. So
Yeah. I mean, you run into some people where they're like, "This is way too garlicky." I'm like, "I would eat garlic cloves." So I don't have no idea.
it's good
can't
for
relate.
it's good for you. It's good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You see that trend with them? They were putting it up the nose. Maybe not.
I
Do
don't know if I go that far, but I
No,
do
no,
love
no, no,
garlic,
no.
So
No, garlic is. I love garlic so much.
yeah.
One menu item you'd eat as your last meal.
I think, like I said before, I think chicken Greek.
The
nice,
chicken
nice
Greek?
and healthy. I'm trying to get healthier. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's probably the cannelloni if I'm
Yes,
being honest,
nice,
or
nice.
or like a chicken Alfredo maybe.
And the rosé sauce is nice. We mix Alfredo with marinara. It's
Oh.
perfect. Yeah. The sauce makes that dish too.
Yeah, I'm like when I go into an Italian restaurant, I'm coming for pasta,
Yeah.
just because it's hard to make.
Yes.
Yeah, pasta's my go-to.
Yeah.
You have one, Adam? I know you went there for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't make me pick right now.
Yeah. We'll go like 10 more times, and we'll
Yeah.
be like research and development.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
for the
have to do that.
podcast.
Definitely important.
One item tourists always order versus regulars. Is there anything you notice?
They like the Thai chicken, believe it or not, which is not really Italian, is a popular dish. We make our own Thai sauce.
Oh, okay. Well, there
Even
you
though
go.
we're not Thai background, we figured it out way back when. And that's a popular dish that tourists like to order. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. If you could ban one kitchen trend forever, not that you even use it there, but one that you know of, what would it be?
Kitchen trend.
I know you're not a chef and you're not in there, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you're.
Just that Saturday night when it gets a little intense, and when we're not cooperating as much, and we need to take a breath. Sometimes just when we feel tensed up, I always try to tell my staff, we'll get through it. Tomorrow's another day. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect, but how can we correct it? So not getting frustrated, that trend in the kitchen,
When
which
you're
is
in the
tough to
moment.
do, which is tough to do.
Oh,
Especially on a busy Saturday night where everyone wants to come at 6 o'clock, and or it's New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, the three biggest days. We just have to get through it. If we make a mistake, we have to adapt to it, because at the end of the day, we have great customers and we make it work, and they're amazing staff. And to have one mistake out of hundreds of orders is
It's
nothing.
a great ratio.
Yeah.
And if it's returning customers, like obviously they're aware, like you said, you're
Yes.
humans. So, especially when it's a fully packed restaurant,
Yes.
that's
I totally understand. And the ratio is great because we have people that have been with us for a while. Our core kitchen staff have been with us for a long time, and that really helps.
yeah. And I mean, like almost every dish comes with free bread and salad.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
really can't complain.
Our homemade breadsticks, we're making those at the beginning. Just look with our pizza dough is a signature.
yeah.
Yeah.
You must go through so many of those.
Yeah, we have gluten-free as well, but we go
nice.
through a lot of dough and bread.
Yeah. You just have one dedicated person just making.
Yes.
All
our
day
back
long?
kitchen team is like, we got just making pizza dough and breadsticks. Yeah.
Dang. Well worth it.
Yeah.
One ingredient you wished restaurants would use more.
Olive oil.
Olive oil?
They're good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they'll get homemade, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I look for.
Yeah. Well, that's great, man. So, anything coming up for the barrel and people need to be aware of?
I
Any
think we're going
events
to be
or-
working on. It's not finalized yet, but we usually do a fundraiser for the hospital foundation.
Yeah.
So I think I'm working the details on that, maybe to start it next month. Just to there's a big push to raise money for the hospital, so we usually get involved with that. So that's probably the next big event. And then Valentine's Day will be here before we know it, so we got to
Oh
plan
my
for
gosh,
that.
yeah.
And then the hockey tournaments in March break. It just
Keeps rolling.
It keeps rolling. There's always something going
One
on.
into the other. So what is the money for the hospital going towards?
Well, they have a lot of capital needs.
Okay.
So now that I just joined the foundation board, there's a prioritized capital list. But like for me, it's not what we're going to give. Can we motivate another business to do another fundraiser? That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Because if it's just one business, it's not enough.
Yeah.
We need everybody to help out. So if I'm going to motivate somebody else, if I'm doing this fundraiser, that's the key to get the momentum. So it's been exciting. We just have a lot of new people on this board. And we've always supported the hospital. I think it's connected to my previous life too. And I think it's an important piece of our community. So there's a lot of capital needs.
Are these fundraisers the best way to raise money, or can like individuals donate?
We need all sources.
Okay.
So there's events. I know the hospital has done this more formal event before too. So yeah, there's general campaigns, but we need all sorts of events to fundraise. And being a restaurant, why not promote the dish, promote people so that when we donate, you can be a part of it too.
Yeah.
So that's how we get more people involved. So,
That's great, man. Well, I'm glad you're sort of staying in touch with your roots there, your previous career. So that's nice to see. Not that you have a ton of spare time. So
well, we can always make time. We just have to try to find it. I know it's tough. You go through the same thing, Drew,
yeah.
so.
Well, that's great, man. Thanks for taking the time to come out, and
thank you.
I'm really excited that the barrel is a thing, and we can go there for some delicious cannelloni and what did you have? The mushroom breadsticks.
Breadsticks, mushroom caps, carbonara.
Yeah.
Thanks. This was fun. Like when I saw you at the restaurant that one time, I go, I saw you online. I said this would be fun to try. So that's
I'm glad you approached. And look, obviously I knew already, but it was nice to just sort of touch base prior too. So
it's good to do different things.
Yeah, and like you said, like part of the local community. You're doing a little bit of everything.
We're all a part of it, and it's great. And you're running a great podcast.
Oh, I appreciate it.
It's great, and you're promoting the community too. So everybody wins. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Drew.
And thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey, you're listening to Just Drew. Just Drew. Just Drew.